start recording.
Okay. Let me know when I can share.
Share.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Is it up?
Wow. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Wow. Your seeing is much better.
I could probably tweak the tuning a little bit, but
Beautiful.
yeah,
Hey,
I think I'm
do you
gonna
know how
go
to
for
do you know
go
how to put
ahead.
the false coloring on
Yeah, but I don't.
in Fire Capture? Can you tell me how? Because I forgot how to do it.
Oh, wait a minute. I looked to one time. I think it's in settings, maybe.
Oh yeah, but there's like 600 settings.
Yeah, I know. There's
I could not figure out how to do it once I got in there.
update. Yeah, you'll have to have Pedro on
Yeah,
because I know he does that all the time. But
yeah.
I
It's
want to go.
difficult to get it to
Yeah,
look great on this sharing because it looks good on your eyes on your laptop, but it doesn't look that great when it's shared.
I didn't know how it looked on to you guys on here.
That is
That looks
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start an animation on these proms down here.
Right.
So if I go in and out, ignore me.
Well, I have it set up to go to calcium H alpha or the SHG 700 if anybody is
Oh,
interested
yes.
throughout the meeting.
Well, I can
That sounds
stop
great.
sharing.
No, no. Yours looks
Okay.
better than mine.
Oh,
Although it looks identical. You know, there was a little flare there in the big sunspot area about 30 minutes
yeah.
ago also. I'm hoping
That's
it was
where
going to
I'm.
last.
I'm going back and forth. I don't want to do a full disk animation because it just sucks up too much memory.
Are you guiding with some device?
Yeah, the Hinode's on right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm using too. Yeah. That thing works great. I love that thing.
Warren, just remind us what camera you're using there, please.
This is the I always hate to say this. This is the Uranus M.
That's always
I hate
funny.
to say I'm using Uranus, but
Yeah. Okay.
they got to come up with different names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm using the Apollo M Max.
Apollo, okay.
Yeah.
I forget which chip the Uranus. Is that the 678?
Yeah,
I
I
know
believe it is.
The Saturn's the 533.
585.
Which one is it?
The 585.
585. Okay. So
But they're
this
all pretty
is
good.
yeah, this is at the native F8, and you can see I've cropped because the full I keep the I'll show you where it looks like. Oh, I can't see I say okay. It's if I go to the full.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So
what was throwing me.
so you can see where I put the disc.
Right.
That's the tuning is off. I
Yeah.
I just did a Meridian flip. Usually it's on the left when I'm during the morning, and
Yeah. And is that the
so I'll go.
Heliostar, Warren?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
mine's
mine's that way
exactly the
too.
same.
Mine's
In
that way
exactly
too.
the same spot.
I have to move it
Is that where
around the
yours
frame.
is, Alexandra?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly the same spot.
That's the same spot on mine also.
Okay, yeah. It's off center.
Just ever so slightly. Yeah,
Yeah.
to the right.
So then I crop it. It gives me faster frame rate, and
Yeah.
Yeah. Significantly.
Yeah, I've never tried that before, actually.
oh
Just
yeah,
have to
that
wait.
doubles your frame rate.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh
if you
yeah.
just
okay.
if you just do because if I go to full watch
Yeah, you'll get about 30,
down to
40.
40,
Yeah.
42, and once I go to this ROI, it'll jump up to 70,
Oh,
Yeah.
close to 70.
Mine the Apollo does about 25 frames per second on full because it's a really huge chip, but it does 140 if I do a region of interest crop.
Yeah.
And it also allows you to process it about 10 times faster in the stacking software.
Yeah.
Can I butt in and ask a question about Warren's? You
Sure.
don't have quite a lot of black on the left and the right. You wouldn't crop more?
Oh, well, because of the reason I'm here is to keep these, and you can see there's very little room top and bottom in this chip. That's the problem. I've got lots of room. If you look on here, there's lots of room
Yes,
over here, but top and bottom, it just barely fits.
Yes, but could you clip it even more?
Well, this is how much
yes,
you've
on the
got.
other.
See there
Mhm.
and there.
Yeah, but I mean, horizontally, could you clip
Yeah.
it more
Oh,
and
yeah.
get it faster?
Well,
Paul,
let's try it. Wait a
Paul, the
minute.
reason we do that is because sometimes there's detached prominences that are away from the sun.
If
that
I
you
could
don't
see
even
the screen where I'm going to crop at, I got to hold
Yeah.
my hands. I got to hold my hands up to see the screen, but just for fun.
Yeah, I know what you
Uh,
mean, Stephen. If you cropped it too much, it doesn't give you anywhere to catch any
Yes,
prominence lift off.
it's always a compromise between
See,
having that
Yeah.
space
it,
drifts a bit,
yeah,
or having too much wasted.
right.
Uh,
That
but
didn't change it
it seems
much.
like you chose to have quite a bit of extra space. Um, but anyway, it was just a
Yeah.
question I had. That
Paul,
I have exactly the same problem that the height here just fits the sensor, so I can't do anything about that.
Right.
That's pretty much how I would have set it now, which is a
Right
bit
there.
less so to begin with, right?
Thing
Yeah.
is, it hasn't changed the frames per second. So if I was you, Warren, I would have it set how you had it before, so that you've got room for any prominence lift offs,
yeah.
because it
Yeah.
doesn't seem to have changed it.
No, not much. So, of course, if I'm going to go for just the prompts, because right now I got some popcorn clouds coming over. So if I were to set this the way I wanted to, just want to see what this looks like. Then I could actually go like this.
So when you Warren, do you switch off the solar guider, or are you not using the solar guider at all at the moment? The Hinode.
I'm not guiding at the moment.
Yes. Okay.
So
Very
Gosh,
nice.
270 to 300 frames per second. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. If your hard drive can handle it.
yeah, I don't know if it's going to be, I guess I could blow them out and see what they look like. Oh, there's a lot up there.
Mm.
There's more
Yeah.
hidden.
Make a nice animation, I guess. So, Warren, have you optimized the pixel size and focal length, and we know about critical
Yeah.
sampling and so on?
With this camera, it should be around I think it's between f12, f14. It's at f8 this way,
Right.
and I'll probably leave it because of the seeing. But I've got the GSO 2X Barlow. I just take the front off and screw it right to the nose piece and get 1.5, and then it should be at its optimized.
Yeah.
So it's f8 right now. It's a little bit off, but good enough for an animation.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can get. Yeah, the seeing's not excellent. As a matter of fact, speaking of, I don't know if I got a question from Christian on cloudy nights. We were responding to a guy asking where's the best place to set up for imaging. And I jokingly put a picture of me in Ohio with the snow and a cloud. I said, this is pretty good. And then Christian asked, because he knew I'd imaged before, he said, do you think the snow helps with seeing? I said, well, I didn't measure. I didn't put the SSM on. But I said the last video I did, which was back on February, I think it was the 4th, I did the one animation. And this was at, in the afternoon when seeing's not great. It was pretty decent seeing. So I told him I'd put my SSM on, so I've got it on right now. And at the moment, it's showing, about 2.5, so not awful, but not great.
Mm.
Now,
so I told him I'd measure it.
Do you control the capture using the SSM, or do you just look at the SSM?
No, if I'm doing, I don't go by the SSM because it can change so fast.
Yes.
I just grab my 500 frames when it looks good. Of course, during animation, I have it set up to automate, so I don't have a choice. It takes it when it takes it. And, you'll get good frames, you'll get so-so frames, etc. But no, I don't use the SSM to control it.
Warren, can you start setting up how you automate doing an animation then?
Sure.
With Firecapture.
You can see this screen, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So to automate, let's go back to this. And I'll go back to 25%. So we can get some contrast here. All right. Let's turn this off. Bring this back down. Get back into the sweet spot.
Mm.
Okay, so let's say I was going to do a animation of this filament. It's nice and dark. So I'd go ahead and I'd do my ROI. Bring that up. Decide what I want to use for my guiding. So I turn on the bullseye, move it.
How are you moving it?
So I'm doing a control, left click, and then I use my cursor. So on my touchpad, I'm holding control, the left click down, and then move it around, then let it go. So that's set. I already have the hinode up. I don't know if does that show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the hinode's going. I'll say guide. It'll show you what the intensity is currently. Then I'll change the file. Right now it's on sun. So I'd make a new file. Let's call it filament. If I could spell. Get it ready to go. And then you go up to the little running man at the top. That's your auto run. And you can set your limit of frames, how many runs you want to do, what the delay is. And then you just go. It starts, and every Then it'll have a 30-second delay. It'll hit again as it counts down. It's amazing how 30 seconds seems when just wait here and watch.
Yeah.
And
really
it'll take
feature.
another one. So if I were to let that run, I've got it set for 160, which is about an hour and a half. And that's it. And then, I'd stop it or it would end by itself. So then I would have, did that. Okay, go on. Yes, cancel auto run. So then I'd have 160 sears to process. Do that all in batch mode and auto stacker. Take those sears.
How long would it take to stack it, to stack those 160 files?
Let's see.
A long time.
Probably about a half hour to 45 minutes.
Oh, really? That's fast.
It's
crop.
Well, hey, we can test it. Hold on a sec.
Oh, no.
Let's open Auto Stacker. All right. We'll do one of the sears. We'll time it.
Yeah, we can only see your file capture screen.
Okay, well, let's see. I guess if I shared, let's see if I can change what I'm sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I don't know if you can see all of out. Can you see auto capture?
No, we can just see file capture.
Hold on.
Stop sharing and
then stop and then restart.
How about now?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to select Sun Filament H alpha
there it is.
and the date. So I've got those two sears I took. So for instance, I would select the whole amount. All right. Now, is Auto Stacker still showing, or do you just see my
browse window?
Browsing? Okay, hold on. Let's change what I'm sharing here. Wait a minute. How did I do that? Nope.
Stop share, and then you should be able to share the desktop.
That's what I wanted to do, yeah. Let me go back to the stop share.
It's like trying to use Pix Insight here.
Okay, yeah. Where is full desktop? Entire screen. That's what I want, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if that'll work. Okay.
There you go.
Now let me go to. Okay.
Yeah.
Now do we have?
Yeah. We got everything.
Okay. So I've got this one selected. And I'll pick, let's see, I've got it on Surface. Let's make this a little bigger. My problem is my sharing screen is blocking what I can see up above. Let's see if I can move this down. Okay. Just say analyze. Let it analyze whatever it wants to. Okay, so it's analyzed. Then I automatically place the AP grid. And you go. So that didn't take long to get the analyze. So here's where the time is. So let's time it.
Well, it says how many seconds actually, much it's going to do, doesn't it?
So that's only 7 seconds. But remember, this is a small ROI.
Yes.
So
I think is why
I would say the average is much bigger, is probably at least close to a minute per stack. And so if I've got 160 to 200, you can figure it out. It does take quite a while to stack.
But if you were stacking the whole disc and not cropped, it would be much slower, right?
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. Doing a whole disc takes forever.
Forever. That's it.
These files, what are 50 megabytes, maybe most of mine. You're doing a full disc, you're way up there. And it takes a long time. I see people that stack full discs. I don't know if they have, reduced the size tremendously, but it just takes too much memory. And then from here, I would take it into IMPPG because it has batch mode.
Yes.
And I'll do most of my processing on IMPPG. That doesn't take that long. It's pretty quick.
Yes.
And then once that's done, sometimes I'll align on IMPPG, but IMPPG doesn't derotate anything. So if I've got any kind of motion, like if I'm not well polar aligned and I align with IMPPG, I'll sometimes get shift. So oftentimes I'll take it into Photoshop and import it as layers. And then you check attempt to align by the layer. And it takes a lot longer than it does on IMPPG, but there's no rotation. It will take out any rotation whatsoever. You got to crop to get rid of, areas where it doesn't match. But it does an excellent job of derotating or getting any kind of movement out of as long as there are surface features. If you try to do a prom with Photoshop, it can't do it. You have to use IMPPG for that. And then I'll build the GIF. Typically, I used to build it on GAF Animator, but since Windows updates, it doesn't work. So I do what Arnie does. I use pip now to put the GIF together, but I'll still bring in frames to Photoshop to make, like if I want to bring up some shadows, stuff like that, I'll bring it back all into Photoshop and write a script to do that all at one time to batch it. Then about 3.5 hours, 4 hours later, I got an animation.
You can put it in Final Cut Pro and do all kind of adjustments, cosmetic adjustments on the entire thing, but that's an expensive piece of software.
I need a lesson from my son.
I don't think you need any lesson.
So I have the Calcium K going if anyone wants to see that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm going to go set this up for an animation, so I'll stop sharing.
Okay.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Warren.
Yeah, thanks, Warren.
Yep. Oh, my pleasure.
You guys were Alexander. You were asking about this is the full resolution of my camera.
Wow.
On Calcium K, and it's a ton of empty space on
that's beautiful
Apollo M Max. So I'm getting 77 frames per second there, and if I go to region of interest and just square off around the disc, I'm getting 200 frames per second now by doing that. So that's definitely the way to do it. And I'm embarrassed to say that I just recently realized this after solar imaging for over 20 years. But the SHG 700 is required to go down to a very tiny region of interest in order for the software to work, or else it'll take 5 hours to process one. But if you go down to the region of interest just on the line, the H alpha line only, it takes about 30 seconds to process the whole thing. But So that's the difference. And then there's calcium K, and this is through a Skywatcher 80 millimeter refractor, and the Lunt B1200. So nothing exciting. And Paul, there's not many prominences in calcium K, so I'll crop a little bit tighter. But I will tell you that I took a photograph in 2013 of probably the largest prominence ever recorded from inside the Earth's atmosphere. And if I had it cropped this way, I would never have seen any of it, because it was almost as big as the sun. It was off the side of the sun, and the prominence itself was about 80% the size of the entire sun, but it was off the disk. I would never have seen it had I cropped down this way.
Wow.
That just goes to show that before you crop, you should check.
You should check, yeah.
Check there isn't anything long and
yes,
beautiful. Well,
hey, Stephen,
Yes,
when you with the SHG 700, when you select a region of interest, do you do it by just by selecting it on the screen, or just the pixels in the little menu?
No, I draw a box around it on the screen.
On the screen, that's what you do, like you just did now.
I'm going to take a couple of videos of this, and then if you want, I'll go over to the SHG 700 and we can
yes, please.
Do a quick run through there. Unless Alexander, you had something that you wanted to talk about.
No. I'm very interested to see the SHG.
Okay, I'm going to do my patented Ramsden calcium K prominence shots. Although I will say the Apollo M Max is nowhere near as good as the old CCD cameras were in catching these things. The dynamic resolution on it is nowhere close.
There you go. You got something.
Yeah, that's close enough. But let me take a couple of quick ones here. And however, the old point gray cameras, the CCD cameras, they have much higher dynamic range, but they shot at 3 frames a second. So, you know, this thing is shooting at 200 frames per second. And with my recently acquired PixInsight skills and Photoshop skills, I can AI the crap out of it and get some dynamic range. All right, so I'm going to stop share and let you guys talk real quick while I switch over.
While Stephen's done that, actually, Alexandra and Stuart, I noticed that Lunt are now advertising that they shipped directly to Europe from the US. No restriction. You're not forced to go through a local dealer. So you just pay the standard shipping items, because as I'm sure you've noticed, the Lunt prices in the UK and Europe are astronomical versus the US. So I guess that's part of the pressure brought on by Skywatcher and their latest moves.
Maybe. Men's number one concern at MLAstro is cheap, and he will not allow a dealer to sell his products because he doesn't want them marked up. Because I tried to get him hooked up with a couple of my friends that are dealers, you know, to sell more stuff, and he wasn't interested. He said, "No, I don't want him to mark it up."
But like for a dealer to get involved in, I don't know what the markup is in astronomy, but in a lot of products, it's, 40 to 50% range, maybe more is quite common. They have to have their cut and cover their costs, especially for a bricks and mortar store. So that's why your standard product costs as much as it is, to make something like, if it's going to, manufacturing cost is probably about 10% of the retail price by the time you have taxes and shipping and warranty cover and everything. So it is, it's where our money goes.
Right.
I started my animation.
Oh, good.
If you hear a beep, I can show you what I'm shooting now.
Are you guys in the US noticing any issues with tariffs from the rest of the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Our economy is quickly being destroyed by them.
Placed the C-Star Beta filter that I couldn't find it, so I had to order another one.
Right.
And it ended up costing twice the amount.
Oh, you're kidding? Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, it was just I think it was at the end was like also they only ship by what's his name, DHL.
Right.
So it was like $82 with
before last year there was no
like
tariff
a
or charge.
20 pound filter, 20 British pounds that costed out $82 in the end.
Well, last year, about a year ago, anything under $800 imported into the U.S., there was no tariff or customs at all. It just went right to the customer with nothing. And that's why Amazon was so successful, and that's why all these why we had so many selections of products. But now they have removed that, so everything from $0 on up is subject to all the tariffs, which change every week. So yeah, it's having a huge effect on everything.
Hopefully in 3 years everything will go away. We go back.
God, I hope so.
You can only hope.
That's nice, Warren.
Yeah,
that is really cool.
Are you guys hearing the beep when the computer does that?
No.
Oh, good. Yeah, it looks like I changed the way I do a quick polar alignment with that one app on my phone, and then I figured out that this thing uses GPS. And I figure I'll slew and see where it goes, and then I move the whole mount and everything till it centers on the Hinode thing. It does the best thing of guiding then.
Yeah. I use my phone to polar align also. I just measure my angle is my latitude, 31 degrees, and then I point it as close to north as my phone tells me I can get, and then I don't care after that.
There's something going on at 4366.
So just so I understand, your solar guider is able to allow you to move around the disk, and as soon as you finish moving, it just automatically relocks itself on for tracking. Is that correct?
No, you put it on I forget what the settings call.
Finder.
Fine, thank you. You put it on Finder, move the disk where you want, then just click on guide, because the Hinode guides on the entire disk.
Ah, okay.
It doesn't it doesn't pick a spot, which would be really nice if it would, because sometimes when I move the disk over a little too much from center, it can have a little, but I didn't move it too much, so it seems pretty well locked onto that area right now.
So Warren, even though it's automatic, do you sit around watching it, or do you go off and have a coffee and get warm? And
I typically like I'd be inside right now doing something, but the other thing I have to watch, there is a little bit of a breeze, not bad right now, but as somebody said on cloudy nights, I like your voting booth that you've got, that you have your computer on, but aren't you worried about blowing over? I said, yeah. So typically when I'm on my back patio, I've got a number of iron chairs. I just sit it all around so I don't worry about it blowing off, but I'll sit out. It's not too bad out here this morning, so I'll sit out here and go.
Well,
I think I just
mentioned cloudy nights twice now in the meeting, and one more, and we have to ban you.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I do have some friends over there, Stephen. I'm sorry.
No, you don't. You just think you do.
Okay.
So Warren, what happens if you have a cloud come over? It basically just loses tracking, or does it keep?
Well, yeah, it'll lose, and you'll watch the graph go crazy. But it usually will go back and find it once the cloud goes past.
Right. Okay.
It'll move back over.
It makes a sound when it loses the sun. Also,
yeah.
It makes a sad beeping sound. And it makes a happy sound when it finds the sun again.
No, it's not a happy sound.
It's happier.
I'm going to move it a little bit.
Unfortunately, you can't find them anymore.
No.
And you can't find them used or anything else.
I talked to, is it Ted?
Yeah.
And he just can't get parts.
Yeah.
He can't get the one certain part he can't get anymore. And so he just stopped.
I had 4 of them, and I gave away 3 of them to people
Oh,
doing
really?
outreach. Yeah, and I really wish I had not given away any
You
of them.
could, I was going to say, you could sell them for a pretty good piece for people.
Oh, I never sell anything, man. You know that.
Yeah, I know somebody's looking for one they pay $1,000.
Oh, yeah.
They'd have to pay a lot more than that.
Oh, they were 600 new, so it's not.
I used them on all 4 mounts doing outreach events around the world, and they never failed, ever.
Yeah.
You could just walk away, and they never fail. They're excellent products.
I paid $1,000 for mine.
Wow.
You got a deal.
And I will say it's worth it, because it's a marvelous piece kit, and I would lost without.
Some have had that success with the PhD, haven't they? Because they can do it on a spot, I think.
Yeah, I've tried that. It seemed to be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just sit at the scope and manually track stuff.
Track it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I lose my Hinode, I don't know, because when I first started doing animations, I mean, I would put a little sticker on the screen and just sit here and using the hand controller constantly adjust to keep it and do that. Now it'd be like lost.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem for us is absolute cloudless days are so few and far between. Inevitably, partway through an animation, you get some cloud scudding over, and you'd be forever trying to correct the damn thing. So, as I say, I just sit at the scope and just manually. I put on the reticule and just keep the point of interest in the center of the crosshairs, as it were.
But if the Hinode, if there's 10 minutes of cloud, the Hinode switches itself off. But if you're reasonably well polar aligned, it stays close enough to the center that pick it up even after 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm lazy. I don't polar align. I just use a little compass just to get me somewhere near the right angle, and generally that's fine for the stuff I do. I guess if I wanted to do a really long animation, I would take more care and probably use a tracker, but generally I don't need it.
Well, when I was doing the outreach, before the high node, I had to sit with all the mounts constantly adjusting them to keep it in the field of view. And once I got that out, it freed me up to do my lectures and discussions while people were standing in line, and I never had to check the scopes again. So
that's different. So I can understand.
Looks like the seeing is not horrible.
It is here.
So it's right. It's going down below. Well, right around 1 here, but mostly around 2. So not too bad.
You need below 1.
Yeah, well, I would like that.
So what then you basically do 30 seconds intervals, and then you do 160 frames per every SCR?
500 frames.
Oh,
I capture 500. I'll capture 160 sears.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
With 500 frames each. That's my standard. I stack between 10-15% of the frames. Just, if I see it's really bad seeing, I'll cut it back. But usually 10 to 15% of the frames.
So if you do like 160 multiplied by 2 is 320 minutes.
Yeah. So like my longest, I think my longest animation's been 4 hours.
Okay.
And that was 400 and some frames, I think. That took quite a while.
Have you tried it where it just produces a video from single frames afterwards? Because you can do that too in Power Capture. Instead of taking a bunch of frames and stacking them, You can just tell it to catch a single frame every so often, and then it creates a movie for you.
No, I haven't tried a single frame. I haven't looked to see how noisy they are.
Yeah, a lot of that is not as consequential as it would be for a still image because it's video.
Stephen, have you set up the SHG?
I have. Would you like to go into that?
Yes, please.
Sure. I'll stop sharing. Okay.
Thank you.
We have two meetings worth of stuff here, don't we? All right. So I'm in the shadow of my roof line next to my telescopes, and I don't have to have a cover yet, but I will. So here we go. Okay. All right. So this is
the line.
Yeah, this is the H alpha line.
Yep.
And what I'm using a Celestron mount, just a little cheapy, simple mount. And when you first get it, you have to focus. Can you see my mouse pointer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to use the telescope focus to focus these edges really sharp.
Right.
That's critical. And then you use the camera focus micrometer on the SHG, and if you turn it a little bit, you'll get better line focus. And then sometimes you can turn the collimator micrometer on the SHG, and it will give you these better vertical lines. And let me see if I can zoom in and you can see any of that.
Yes, those are the dust specks on your slit, right?
No, the vertical lines are part of the features. If you have a real thick one that won't go away, then yeah, that's a hunk of dust. But the vertical lines are critical to having your image in focus, and they're very, very faint. And I know you probably can't even see them. But I
just about, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
They come and go. They're very, very faint, and they just constant. There's one there.
Yeah,
right here. That's a feature on the sun. Okay. Yeah. And when you scroll across the sun, like the big sunspot, let me show you what that looks like. It's a huge vertical line. Let me scroll across real quick. All right, did you see that
saw
line?
one.
Right there. That's a sunspot feature right there. And it's about impossible to get it right on it.
Oh, wow.
But if you go all the way to the edge, there you go. There's the big sunspot grease right there. And that's what you focus on with your camera focus and your collimator to try to get it as crisp as possible. Okay. And I'm not, I got really bad seeing right now, but we'll use this focus. All right. So this is full screen also on my camera. Okay. This is the full field of view, which is not what you use. Because if I took a video of this, it would take me forever to try to process it in JSOLX. So we were talking about the region of interest. And by the way, the left and right arrows are what scroll across the disk of the sun. And as you can see, the band gets wider and then it gets thinner because you're seeing, the diameter of the sun gets less and less as you go to the edge. The up and down arrows on your mount, if it's a cheapie like mine and it doesn't track 100% right, the sun will start to drift like this across the screen. So you have to make sure you have that centered before you start your run. Okay, so it's centered. And now I'm going to draw my region of interest, and I give some room on each side.
Okay.
And there's the region of interest. And my frame rate jumped up to, I've got it limited to 150, and it's at 143 right now. Okay, so there's the frame rate. And what you want to do is go all the way off the edge and then a little bit more. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going all the way to the left side of the disc right now and a little bit more. And then I start the recording because my mount is really shaky. So I got to have some black space for it to get moving properly. I start the recording. And then I move it across the entire disc and then a little bit past the end of the disc. And that's it.
Manually, or are you just letting it drift through?
No, I'm using the hand controller to move it on speed number 5 on my Celestron, which is 16x sidereal. Okay.
Stephen, you've synchronized your slew speed with your frame rate, have you, to try and get the...
Allegedly, yes.
Okay.
Allegedly. Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, he's got exact numbers and a calculation, and JSOLX tells you all that too. but my mount will not do. It will only do about 4 different slew rates. So I just have to. I have to get as close as I can. So I'm going to do it again. All right. So press record. I'm pressing the right hand controller button, slewing across the entire disc, going to the end, and then pressing stop. Took me 11 seconds to get that video.
It's incredible seeing those vertical lines.
That's where the features are.
Gosh, I never expected that.
That's what you're trying to image. Let me stop sharing this, and then I'll show you, if you want, I'll go through the J-Solex real quick. It takes about 10 seconds.
The question I always have is, how do you know the disc's centered?
It doesn't
in
matter
your
if it's centered.
camera view.
Well, it won't be bright. There won't be any light in it because you have the exposure turned down so low that the background sky doesn't show up.
But I mean, once you've got the disc centered, how are you sure it's centered on the camera chip?
The sun is only so wide, and you make sure that that is within the field of view. So even at its widest, say at the sun's equator, that should be well within the field of your left and your right.
Okay, gotcha.
Remember, Stephen found the widest part and then put it in the middle.
That's in the middle. All right.
Yeah.
That's I always wondered. That's like you can't see anything.
I always imagined all the features were inside the tiny black line. I didn't realize
they are
vertical.
Well, the vertical line crosses the H-alpha emission line. You're seeing the vertical line all the way across the entire spectrum through the region of interest. But the only thing that this software is going to process is the part of that line that crossed over the H-alpha emission line.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Which is a tiny fraction of the H-alpha absorption line.
Okay.
So the absorption line is about 40 times wider than the emission line. So J-Solex is picking out maybe 2 or 3 pixels worth from the center of this absorption line and using that, and then it slices them together. So what you were saying about being centered, am I sharing? Okay.
Yeah.
So if I move it left to right, this is centering it, and then up or down. If I move it left to right, I'm going across the disc.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the disc is not on my chip.
Right.
Now, once I get it on the chip, I go to the widest point, which is right there, and then you can center that left or right. And it doesn't matter if it's centered or not, as long as it's in the field of view.
Okay, as long as that line is in the field of view, you're good to go.
Yeah, all the way across at the widest point of the sun.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That answers a lot of questions.
Yeah, and these are all the same questions I had when I started using it. I was like, how do I find anything, man?
Yeah, it was like, you can't see the darn disc. It's like,
you have to learn how to position the slit, correctly. That's what you have to do.
Yeah. And Alexander, you can just let it drift across if you want, but you'd have to use about maybe 2 or 3 frames per second to do that. Otherwise, you'd have way too many frames to do it. So let me see if this is sharing.
The J-Solex likes to have a perfect ratio of speed along with frame rate, and it gives you a calculation. And if you optimize the two together, you'll significantly enhance your chances of getting a nice round disc. If you get that wrong, it'll look like rubby ball shaped, and then it's trying to squish it back to the right shape again.
You should see some of the bloopers with the SHG. Amazing. Crazy stuff. Totally
like if you vibrate the mount or you step next to it, you'll get a big missing part of the disc that'll just be black or something. And if you get a bird flying across, it's really weird looking. Yeah, it's really strange. All right, so are you seeing the J-Solex screen?
Yep.
All right, select and process. I'm just going to select the one I just took, if I can find it. I'm using a PC, which I hate, and I don't know how people use these things. I think this is the right folder. Let me go look and see. Nope.
Today's the 8th, right?
8th.
Right. Yep.
All right.
Today's the 8th of the 9th.
It's the 8th.
At least it's the 8th in U.S.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the SER file.
Right.
And let's select that, and then it just automatically, as soon as I open it, JSOLX just automatically processes it.
Oh, what, you don't have to set anything up?
No. You can, but the auto settings work great. I've never changed them. Okay, so it's doing some stuff. See, all right, so there's, if you can see that, Alexander, that dotted line across the screen right there, that's actually where the data is. The rest of it's discarded.
Yeah. So you Stephen could have cropped it, vertically even more by maybe another 50% off it. Now, obviously, there's a curve in it, but if you want to get a higher frame rate or just less data in his video, that would have made it tighter. And not above that or below that, essentially, it's a different wavelength to H alpha. There, you saw the initial kind of rugby ball shape there, the distortion due to the slight mismatch between slew speed and frame rate, but it's able to correct it quite well.
Yeah, and the focus is a tad off because of my seeing and because I just don't care. But notice the perfectly even illumination.
Yeah.
Every single feature is exactly the same contrast and illumination across the disc. I was absolutely blown away the first time I saw this. I could not believe it. Okay.
I think it's incredible that you can get that out of a tiny line.
11 seconds. Well, if you think about it, the H alpha etalon is also only seeing the emission line inside the H alpha line. So you're also getting the same slice. The emission line is much, much smaller than the absorption line. And that's all the H alpha scope is seeing.
Are you going to do the 3D, the spheric tomography?
Yeah, let's see.
3D.
There you go. Yeah. You just press that and boom.
Oh, wow.
No, this is not Andrew McCarthy and some magical new technique. This is just a button on the software. If I figure out how to get out of it.
That's a new feature. I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, it says 3D.
It's cool.
And there you go. So let me show you all the stuff that it saves for you. It lets you go back and look at everything. That's where it's detecting the tilt, or whether your diagonal is properly aligned to get north-south exactly, and mine was not. It detects the amount of tilt. Mine was tilted 0.6 degrees, which is well within tolerance. Edge detection, I don't know what that's doing. It corrects the jagged edges. Okay.
That's quite good for seeing. I find that here in Ireland, seeing conditions can be quite poor. So that was one of,
but but it happens to be fairly bad today. Okay, so that's all correcting the jagged edges. There's what they call the processed solar disk, and that's a little bit of a stretch on it. And then it also gives you a white light solar disk, Alexander. And it gets that from the area around the absorption line. It goes ahead and does a continuum for you. It makes the Doppler disc, which is absolutely blows me away every time.
But it should be the other way around, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it is, because if I'd gone the other way on my scan, it would show properly. But the blue is coming towards us, the red's going away from it.
Yeah, you can also reverse it. There's a button that, reverse that.
Right. It labels the active regions.
That's great.
So are you saying that the sun is actually rotating fast enough to generate a slight Doppler effect, which you can then pick up using the SHG?
Yes, or any spectroscope. Everything in the sky is shifted one way or the other, and the sun is no exception.
That's amazing. Amazing.
It's a very, very, very tiny shift, but it's still detectable because it's such a precise instrument. And it gives you a negative version. It colorizes it using the patented Ramsden color from 2008, which everybody thinks they discovered. It gives you a mix, which is try to overlay. Pardon?
I still don't understand how the 3D works, because that sunspot hasn't rotated. I mean, you haven't any data for what's over the horizon. I don't understand
Well,
how
I know
it does
exactly
it.
how it works, and I can tell you. You know how a world map is flattened out when it's shown? They call that a Mercator or something map.
Yep.
He's, Cedric has just put in an algorithm which takes this round globe and converts it into a flat map. Okay, and then he rounds it off again, and he just shows it rotating back and forth. So he's taking the data from this image and just spreading out the sides and making it, so that you can go left and right just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you notice it doesn't go all the way around. It only goes as far as the image shows you the data.
So yeah, it's not showing stuff that you haven't got. All it is just getting like a flat piece of paper and just putting it on, sticking it onto a curved ball, and then just tilting it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
So it's fake. It's fake 3D. It's nice.
I mean, that's really, really cool. It's fake. Yeah, it's fake. Well, it's not fake. It's just manipulated. Call it what you will.
Because any flat piece of paper, you can stick it onto a round ball and turn it around, can't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I call it HI. It's not AI. It's
so
human.
It's not made up.
It's not made up.
It's not made up. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So then we
it's
go.
just curved rather than flat. Just displaying a flat image and a curve instead.
Right.
Yes. I think I get it. Right. Okay. So it's suppressing parts of the original flat image, but then as you rotate it, it brings. So the prompts.
That's right.
Were coming in because they had been suppressed because. Yep. I think I get
Cedric
it now.
is a mathematician, and he is the guy that wrote the software. He is wonderful with calculus, multidimensional calculus, and that's where that came from. So there's the continuum with the active regions labeled. Then it gets into the eclipses. It gives you a fake eclipse just showing the proms and Doppler shifted proms. Oh my God. A technical card, which whatever information you plug in, if you want to put your name on it, which I never do, it'll throw all that stuff up there, and it gives you a map and shows you distances and everything. And this is called a virtual eclipse, which is just regular, no Doppler, just regular. All right, and then that's it. Now the downside, as you may have already noticed, is that it is really, really, really good on full disc. It is really, really, really bad for any kind of close-ups.
Right.
So you can't zoom in on any of this stuff. It looks horrible. But on full disc, it looks fantastic. And that's all I ever do anyway. So yeah. So that's how. I'm sorry.
No, sir. Have you looked at this latest feature that is introduced on the analysis of the rotation of the sun, or no? The graph.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's all available over here. Is where all the cool stuff is over here that you can look at.
I think it's under the analysis.
Graphs, analysis. You can measure differential velocities. I mean, it's all math, and he's got a million different pixel math things you can do on here. Let's see. Let's download a reference image from Gong. I haven't done that yet. Gong satellite or telescopes are pretty bad, but maybe it's not doing it. The other cool thing
you
is
can generate.
Pardon?
Sorry. You can generate an image like this for any wavelength.
That's right. That's what I was about to mention. You can tilt the slit, you can move it through the entire spectrum of the sun and image in any wavelength. You have to refocus a little bit when you get to the far end near calcium K. But the software, if you notice where I'm pointing here, it recognizes the wavelength all through the spectrum, whatever wavelength you want. Like if you want some obscure iron line that's just somewhere around like the magnesium triplet or something, it's pretty good at identifying the wavelength and the cause of it, like iron or Fe2 line or something. It'll tell you what line you're looking at.
So you have to rescan at each wavelength, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't do them all at once.
All of them.
Yeah, you have to rescan, because again, what you're actually imaging, Paul, with an Etalon-based scope or the spectroheliograph is you're looking at the absorption line for that element, and then the emission line is inside of it. Very, very, very tiny part of the absorption line is the emission line. So you have to move through. If I wanted to pick it, like I've done random ones before. To be honest, most of them look like a continuum white light image, but there's a few of them that look pretty cool.
Yeah. I was gonna
You
say,
know,
have you done helium?
I have. I've done them all, man. Well, not all of them.
That
But
helium's
yeah,
pretty cool.
it is. It is. And I can see why they chose calcium K and H alpha for Etalon-based telescopes, because that's pretty much all there is.
Yeah.
You know, that be the only ones worth making. You know, I have the Daystar magnesium and sodium filters, but to be honest, I could have made a better image of it by just manipulating it in Facebook, by taking the white light image and just running it through Facebook. So anyway, that's it. And
yeah, what I wanted to ask Stephen is, when you know how you showed on the screen already the hydrogen alpha line.
Yes.
How did you find that line out of all the millions of lines that are there?
I'm just a
Particularly
genius.
when you're looking at it in black and white, so you can't
I
even
probably,
see
yeah,
what color you're in.
probably because I'm the world's greatest solar astronomer and basically a genius in everything I do. No, I'm kidding. On the side of it, it has a little gauge that tells you where it is. You just turn it to that line.
Dial.
It's got a dial that shows you where they are. And the H alpha line is pretty easy to recognize because it's the thickest line in the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
There's no mistaking the H alpha line when you get there. But if you're trying to find some crazy obscure like Helium D3, there ain't no way you're going to recognize that visually.
Do you have to sit there with a map?
Well, I do have a map of the spectrum on my wall over there. And I have used it before to locate lines. Yeah. But like, if you want, I'll scroll through a few of them. But the D, like the magnesium triplet, is really easy to find.
Yes, please, because I'd like to see, because I've never seen the spectrum this close up before.
Oh my God.
JSONX has a nice feature where you can put in the wavelength you want to look at, and it'll show you a simulated view of what it should look like, and you can scroll away on the screen with the camera until the two match, and then you know you're in the right place.
That's right. Yeah, it is absolutely an amazing piece of software, and it really makes the hardware come alive.
The
software back here
is amazing.
Where does the glass cut off? The glass.
One more time.
It cuts off the UV, the glass.
No,
so you
it doesn't cut off anything.
It must go down to UV and infrared, but not beyond those, right? The glass of the scope.
Oh no, any wavelength will pass through the glass. That any wavelength that comes through the atmosphere will pass through the glass. The spectrum is only so wide, or the slit is only so wide, and there's only so much variability in it, but it goes well past visible light. I mean, you can adjust it way beyond visible light on either side.
So some light, ultraviolet and infrared, will get through the glass.
Yeah, sure. Any telescope. A lot of it, actually.
Yeah, that's why you usually have to use UV and infrared blocking filters, don't you?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Shit, I did something bad there. Hold on. I didn't mean to say shit. Let's see.
Thanks, Stephen.
Yeah, well, I have to maintain a certain reputation. All right, so are you seeing it now?
Yes.
Okay. So there we are, H alpha. And you might also notice that it gets dimmer as you go one way or the other. I'm on the same exposure. I'm going, these black lines here, those are caused from the Earth's atmosphere. That's where the atmosphere begins blocking. We're way in the, we're close to the end of near infrared.
Oh.
And these are oxygen molecules and nitrogen molecules in the atmosphere.
Wow.
These are the absorption lines from those things. And then that's as far as it'll go. So that's as far to the red as it'll go. Let me turn it up a little bit. And there's still plenty of stuff there. But if you were to image one of these, you would not get a pretty image. Because these are all caused by the Earth's atmosphere. All right, so then we're going to go the other way. All right, and I got to turn down the brightness.
It is interesting. It's such a sharp line between
Yeah,
atmosphere effect and no atmosphere
yeah,
effect. It is quite
yeah.
interesting.
There's so much information in this device; it's unbelievable. And I have a L high res 3 that I take to outreach events, and I'd have to beg people to look through it, and they just didn't even know what they were looking at. But this thing is really awesome. All right, so we're going. Here we go. We haven't got to H alpha yet. The only reason I know that is because it's a huge line. All right, so let me go. Boom, there it is. H alpha.
But all these lines that we're seeing are from the sun now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every single one of these lines is an atom in the sun's chromosphere that has absorbed a portion of the light coming from the core of the sun. Or it could even be a lot of these lines are caused by the same atoms. It might be electrons in different shells of the atom. When they absorb the light, they go up another shell or two, and then they re-emit the light and they go back down to their normal shell. And the going up, the absorption is what causes the black line, and the falling back down is what causes the re-emission line inside the black line. And the re-emission line goes out in every direction away from the sun. So you're only seeing a tiny portion of the emission line. The absorption line blocks the entire view from your line of sight. That's why it's so much thicker than the emission line. Okay. It doesn't make much sense until you think about it some more. All right. So we keep going here.
But before you leave that Titan Alpha, there was a thin emission line in the middle of that.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
And I doubt you would even be able to see it, even if I zoomed in. It's very, very small. What's the resolution of your H alpha etalon? 0.4 angstroms.
Mm-hmm.
And the angstrom is the diameter of a hydrogen nucleus. So if you could see half the diameter of a hydrogen nucleus, then you would be able to see the emission line. That's why it's safe to look at. You would get nowhere close to being able to see it with the telescope like this. I mean, it'd be impossible. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking at half the diameter of a hydrogen nucleus as the emission line, and it's way down in there. It's in there, or else J Solex wouldn't work. But you're not going to see it with this equipment. All right, so let's keep going. Most of these lines are caused by iron. Why? Well, iron has a whole pile of electrons in it. The more shells in the electron, or the more shells in the atom, the more shifts are caused, and the more absorption lines you get. All right. And as we go towards the blue, here's a real famous one. I know all you guys that have these know what this is, but this is the sodium doublet.
Yeah.
D1 and D2, D1, D2. And that's caused by electrons in the sodium atom in different shells of the atom, two different cases where they go up and fall back down as they absorb the light from the sun's core.
So you're in the yellow there.
I'm in the yellow right now. That's why I keep having to turn the brightness down, because the further towards the blue you get, the brighter it gets. These are all iron lines right here. I have no idea. I don't know what that is. It's something, but I don't know what it is. And you might notice the focus is getting a little off also. The lines aren't quite as sharp as they were. So you do have to refocus.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some good ones there.
That's a thick one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is probably the magnesium triplet, but I'm not exactly sure. I'll tell you in a minute. There it is. That's the magnesium triplet. Wow. Okay. And there's, as a side point, there's enough magnesium in the sun to produce this. People don't think of the sun having anything in it except hydrogen and helium. But, the sun has got trillions of atoms all the way up to uranium in the sun's chromosphere. The same stuff that made up our planet is in the sun. So there's the magnesium triplet, which Daystar makes a filter to look at this line here. And this is all caused by magnesium atoms in the sun's chromosphere.
But if you were to generate an image based on magnesium, you would just have to choose one of those lines. Is that right?
Yeah. Any of the three lines. The one that's got the most resolution capability is the thicker one, the absorption line here.
That one there.
But it looks like a white light image when you do it. There's nothing special. I mean,
Really?
it's special if you're a magnesium scientist, but there's nothing special. None of us would think this was anything other than a white light. Okay, so we keep
what color
going,
is
keep
that,
going.
by the way? What color is magnesium to the human eye?
Bluish green.
It's blue cyan.
Yeah, a little cyan. That's right. Because most of the sun's light is emitted in green. That's another side issue, but that doesn't matter with this. And Alexander, I have several color videos of this on my YouTube channel, going through the whole spectrum.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, how about that? You know what that one is?
No.
Me neither.
If
I'm
you're
kidding.
in
That's the calcium K line.
Oh, right.
There's a lot of it in the sun, whatever it is.
But notice how much more blurry it is than when we were down at H alpha.
Yeah.
So as you go through the spectrum, there is a little bit of recalibration required on the SHG 700. Not much. I mean, I could focus that in 3 seconds if I wanted to, but I'm going to go back to H alpha. So yeah, that's the spectrum. And let me go to, I've been on zoomed in view the whole time here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, and also notice that it's a little bit curved. Okay, Michael, you want to tell them why it's curved?
Curved due to the lens itself.
That's right.
Yeah.
So there's calcium K, magnesium triplet, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah, sodium doublet.
Beautiful.
Hang on there, Stephen. Show them the helium if you have time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The helium is a very unusual one. It's the opposite of what you would expect with any other wavelength here.
You're gonna have to help me out a little bit with that.
Yeah. So up the exposure. So it's just a little bit north of or up on the screen from the sodium doublet. So I'd suggest if you have your sodium doublet at the bottom of your screen, hold it there, maybe even down a little bit. You have a couple of iron lines, and then a little bit further up, you'll have the helium. So if you,
There it is.
Other way.
Other way.
The other way.
There, hold on. Back up. Put the sodium doublet at the very bottom of your screen. There, hold it there. Okay. Now increase your exposure time.
Okay.
Okay. Now slew to the very, very edge of the sun at a relatively slow speed.
Oh yeah, you're gonna show them the curvature. All right.
That's it. Perfect. Hold it there. Yeah. Now slew to the very edge, and just at the very edge, hold it very slowly now. You will see a line appear.
Wait a minute. I may not have the resolution for what you're trying to do.
Up your exposure again. And you should see somewhere near the top of the screen, unless I'm not quite sure of the focal length is even you're out here, but what I do is yeah. So it may be slightly further up, but you'll actually see a line appear in the black where no other it's like the opposite of an absorption line, it's emission line, essentially.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'd love to see that. I'm not familiar with that.
Try about there. I'll see if I can get JSOLX open here and we get the exact location in. And now just very slowly slew to the very edge of the disk.
Yeah, that's not as easy as it might sound.
No, it is difficult. Yeah, especially when the seeing conditions aren't helping you.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe if we can't get it, we might do it another day. But
are you talking about up here?
Yeah, it's somewhere around there, I believe. I'll see if I can get the Spectrum browser here.
So you're trying to get it so that it's virtually black.
Yes, so that yeah, so that you're right on the very limb of the sun.
Well,
the seeing is going to pot.
Yeah, it's the seeing conditions I think are limiting you, Stephen.
and I'm using, you know, a $300 refractor.
You're going.
Go up a little.
Nearly. Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not appearing. I think it's just too
Okay. Well, now I got a new project. Oh,
oh, you're down to the sodium doublet. Okay,
yeah.
hold on. That's it there, actually. Hold on. No, go
Where?
back. Go back. Oh, well, okay. See
Oh,
the white line appearing just above the sodium doublet.
Yeah.
oh,
Yes,
yes.
I do. Wow.
That is the helium. And if you can slew just a tiny fraction more onto the limb, you will see the line appear going off into the
Oh,
black.
yes.
Hmm.
Trying.
But it's a bright line rather than a dark line.
Oh, yeah.
Now
That's
the seeing here is quite
amazing.
poor, but
I
yes,
see it.
you get the idea.
Very
Wow,
interesting.
that's pretty amazing.
It is.
And it is protruding into the darker area a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the exact science of that, I couldn't quote you on, but
But you'll act like you can.
gotta Google it.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I never heard of that.
Wow.
And that's why when
It's
you
like a
want to,
green flash almost.
yeah, and exactly, yeah. And
It helps
the few
either
times I
be
have recorded it, I would crop that along with one or two of the other wavelengths around it, and then that allows it to detect that it's just a helium image, but
Wow.
easier said than done.
Okay. Yeah, that's really neat. And this is also a great scintillation monitor.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, my seeing's improving. I've been watching the thing. Now it's dropping down below 1.
Oh yeah, you can really see it. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The question for you, actually, Stephen, have you noticed any difference between the left-hand edge and the right-hand edge of your
Yes,
disc in terms of
always.
focus? I find it very different. I mean, they're very close. Now, I have the Solux, the 3D printed, which obviously, I mean, very good
No.
device, but not as built quite as well as Ming's spectrohelioscope here. But I find it I look at one edge, I focus, I look at the other edge on the left hand side, it might be slightly out, and I try and get the right balance between the two.
Yeah, mine is always that way. And I asked Min about it, and he said, unless it's significant, just don't worry about it. But he said the way you fix it is by tilting the slit.
Yeah, but you're talking about fractions of a millimeter. I mean, it is,
Yeah, and I'm not going to do that because
yeah.
I have a habit of destroying stuff when I take it apart. And I learned that with my first L high res 3. Don't wipe the diffraction grating off with a Kleenex to clean
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was gone. Expensive mistake.
it.
Oops.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
Oh.
the sodium doublet, and let me get back to hydrogen before I stop, so I'll be able to find it tomorrow. There we go.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
quite
Looks
obvious,
like
isn't
it.
it?
Yeah.
So where
I'm
would
at the
hydrogen beta be then? That's in the like blue-green, isn't
So,
it?
yeah, other end.
Yeah.
It doesn't jump out the same way.
Uh,
No.
no. There's a lot of talk about all the other wavelengths you can image, but there's not a whole lot to see. Like the G band and all that.
Stars. Did you look at other stars yet?
And well, not with this device, but
Yeah.
with my
Could
L
you?
high res 3, which is a litho spectroheliograph that came out about 10 years ago.
Yes.
I have looked at galaxies and other stars, and it's very, very easy to take spectrum of galaxies and other things in the sky. Very, very easy. You need a high focal length scope, and you can measure things like velocity, radial velocity, red shift, blue shift. You can the squiggly nature of the lines. I know you can't really see me anyway. As it goes up and then it comes back down, there's all kind of squiggles on each side, and each one of those squiggles is indicative of a certain atom or molecule in a certain state. And that's where all real astronomy, astrophysics is done, by studying the spectral
Yes.
properties. And yeah, you can do that at home yourself very simply if you have the right equipment. The L-Hi-Res 3 is designed to go in the back of like a C14 or something to analyze that kind of thing, and it's got some software that goes with it. It can also be used by itself just on a tripod pointed at the sun, and it shows you a beautiful, beautiful color spectrum from one end to the other. Beautiful to me, not so beautiful to eighth graders in the U.S., but I spend a lot of time looking through it. I have it sitting right over there, as a matter of fact. I've always loved light, and that's why I got into this hobby, and that's why I started the Charlie Bates program. Was at the time I thought, well, all these dumb people around me, all they need is just something to learn and something to see the beauty of nature. So I thought every aspect of natural beauty has one thing in common, and that's sunlight. And so I thought I'd teach about sunlight. And as you've seen in the last 17 years, our country has gotten 10 times dumber than they done something wrong. But anyway, that's the solar. Sorry.
In the background there, that's coastal Georgia, is it?
Yeah, I live on the marsh.
Yes.
This is my work shed next to me. My deck is 16 feet up for imaging, and the house is over there. And right behind those line of trees is the ocean. We live on a salt marsh, there with alligators and hogs and every animal you can imagine.
So, if you have a second, I'll just show a little comparison between H alpha, H beta, and the.
Let me stop sharing. There you go.
Sure. So, okay. Can you see my screen?
It's coming.
It's coming.
There we go.
Yep. Okay. So this is back in August. So this is with the Solix. This is H alpha.
Yeah.
That's H beta, just to show you the comparison. And then that's the helium.
Wow.
That's the one. That's the one that shows coronal holes too. Isn't that Mike?
Oh, yes.
That you can actually tell where coronal holes are in the helium.
Yeah, because some of these active regions, may not, may be active in one wavelength, may appear different in the helium. But it's even picking up prominences in the helium, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Beautiful.
But you can see why the H alpha cells versus H beta. Sodium is even more quieter again, obviously. It's more like a white light, basically. But the helium is quite cool. I think that's it's just so different.
So the Jupiter bands, whatever you want to call them, are they real, or is that a feature of the processing or whatever?
Good question. I don't know. They probably are associated with the more active. The active regions generally appear in relative bands north and south of the equator, and which can drift through the solar cycle. So perhaps they're associated with that.
What are you talking about?
The darker bands.
Yeah. What you're seeing is temperature, and that's an inverted image, isn't it?
Yeah, that's as it comes out of the Solix, but yes,
so
it's
the darker. In all these images, you're seeing temperature. The brighter the light, the hotter the gas. So you're not really seeing a feature. You're seeing the same feature at different temperatures.
Yeah.
Because it's all just plasma, hydrogen plasma, and some trace elements. So there's not any features on the sun. It's just temperature variations through the different features.
This one's helium, though, isn't it?
That's helium.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was the last
helium
wave
atom.
Looked at with that was up to the rest.
Yeah.
But the light is caused by the core of the sun, and it's being blocked by the helium atom, and then re-emitted by the helium atom. So yeah.
It's fascinating.
We were just wondering about the banding there, but okay.
And once you scan them, it will automatically know if your rotation is slightly off, and it will correct it. So as you get your images out, they're all precisely aligned, one to the other.
Yeah. And that software is free also. I mean, that's
it's amazing.
And Cedric is a supporter of the nonprofit and the Solar
And he's a nice guy. Myself and Nick met him over in
my kind of
Solar
guy.
Astronomy Festival
Michael, do you use also JSOLX or no? What
Yeah,
software
that's what I use, JSOLX.
Yeah, JSOLX, yeah.
Michael, what do you use, Michael?
JSOLX as well. There are a few of them. There's JSOLX is heavily influenced by another program. I think it's called Init or Inti. I'm not sure, but they're all, they're all leveraging similar methodologies essentially. But I just find the JSOLX a bit easier to use. But and Cedric is a very very proactive, helpful guy, to be fair.
I use JSOLX also.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'm done, Alexander. That's all I got.
Yes, I was going to say we've been on for an hour and a half now, so probably we'll start to close up. If anybody's got any other questions or whatever, we'll finish, I think.
Thank you.
It's been a very interesting session.
It has been very interesting. I've seen the helium line for the first ever time in my life.
See what happens when you don't watch the Super Bowl in the U.S.?
And what's the Super Bowl?
It's not on. It's not on for another 4 hours.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
It's 6:30. It's 6:30, Stephen.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was on now. Don't keep up.
No, that's all right.
Alexander, the Super Bowl is the two biggest football teams in the U.S. playing each other. Exactly. That's my reaction to it.
The commercials are fun. Honestly.
Well, so shows how bad it is then if you're saying the commercials are fun.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
There's more commercial than actual playing time, I think.
There is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What telescopes, Stephen, have you on that mount?
This is a, if you can see it.
This
is a Skywatcher Evolux 82, cheapest one they make. With my, this is the calcium K, when I can put a white light wedge there also. This is an Esprit 100 millimeter from Skywatcher for the SHG. And this is the Skywatcher Heliostar 76. And then that's the high node. I realize the sun is really bright, but there you go.
Yeah.
And I had them on a AP 1200 where they worked a lot better, but the AP 1200 is not something I'm willing to leave up here on the deck or in the shed. So it's down in the other shed. I'm still a little nervous about the whole thing collapsing, to be honest. During a hurricane or something.
Just hope not. Not when you're on it, Steve.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. I'm the heaviest piece of equipment on here, I can tell you that. Hey, Alexander, the bird watchers here, all my friends, they call today Superb Owl Day because it's spelled the same as Super Bowl. So we go out looking for owls. Today is Superb Owl Day in my world.
Oh. Wow.
Right, I'm going to have to...
yes,
we
need to call a close.
Yeah.
Adios.
Brilliant.
Thanks, everyone, for showing us brilliant views of the sun. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. And I think we'll close now. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Guys.